How's everyone doing today? So today I bring you Corvinus1 against LaSh. We have Corvinus playing Order of the Dragon, spawning in the southwest in pink, and we have LaSh as the Byzantine spawning in the northeast in purple. We do see the early Cistern, pretty standard play coming in for our Byzantine player. With this Cistern placement, which is really good, very optimal, it's going to be able to cover all four of his major resources. Well, all four of his major resources. Sorry about that. I just had a little bit of a brain fart there. He's going to be able to cover his stone, his gold, wood, and as well as his early sheep. So with the early stone, he's going to be going for what's most likely a 2 or 3 cistern age up. With each water level, it does increase his villager gather rate by 5%. So if you could see right now, villager gather rate is at 5%. As soon as he drops his second cistern and connects it with aqueducts, he'll be at 10, 15, and then go into most likely the Imperial Hippodrome. Now for our Order of the Dragon player, 2 on gold, rest on food, very standard, and a nice little flock of sheep coming in right now too, an additional 5. Something to keep in mind about Order of the Dragon is that their villagers do take 4 seconds longer than your normal villager. As you can see right here, 20 seconds for the Byzantine, 24 for a dragon villager. Also, it does cost 10 more food, 60 to 50. The reason for that is because the dragon villagers do have a passive 25% gather resource rate, just baseline. With the age up for Order, we have the Minework Palace. A few of the other games that I've casted, the dragons have been opting more for a Aachen Chapel 2TC Aachen Chapel 2TC into Regnants. So with the Minework Palace, we're going to be getting most likely some feudal play into a little bit of feudal aggression or harass into a Regnants. I don't think we're going to be seeing the Burgrave, even though this is a straight shot from one base to the other. Look at that. It's straight across. There's nothing in the way into the enemy base. So we could potentially see the Burgrave as well. It wouldn't actually be that bad on this map. A little bit of stone coming in right here just to get the emplacement onto the outpost to defend the gold from the Imperial Hippodrome. I'm sure he's already scouted it. Oh, he hasn't. But that's pretty standard. Rarely have we seen a grand winery. I don't really want to go into, buffs, nerfs, things like that. A really quick thought. I do think that the grand winery does need a little bit of a boost. The Imperial Hippodrome doesn't need a nerf. I've seen quite a few people talking about that on Reddit, on the forums. It doesn't need a nerf whatsoever. It doesn't need a tweak. I think the Imperial Hippodrome is extremely good where it is right now. I just believe that the Grand Winery needs a little bit of a tweak just to be a little bit more competitive. I personally really like the Grand Winery. I like the 2TC play that goes along with it. I think it's a really, really solid landmark. It just falls behind when you're trying to compare it to the Imperial Hippodrome. So back over here with our Order of the Dragon player. We have 11 on food, 5 on gold. He hasn't clicked over onto the arrow slits yet. He has enough stone for it. Does he not? Yes, he does. And this should be clicking over pretty soon, probably within the next 10 seconds, 15 seconds on the Imperial Hippodrome, going into feudal. We're already at level 3 aqueducts for the for LaSh. As you can see, 15% gather rate as long as you're within the radius of the cisterns. These are really good placements, by the way. Covers his entire base. Those 3 little circles right there. Let's get a look at this. Let's click all of them together. And you see, he has his entire base covered. Anything that he would potentially need, even for essentially future-proofing. The entire wood line, or pretty much 70% of the wood line, is covered. His berry bushes, stone, gold. We see the other, his 4th cistern coming up right now. That should be covering, yeah, the berries. We'll see the 5th one coming up on this side right here to cover the rest of the, or to cover all of the deer once he's ready to move out that way. As for the Order of the Dragon player, we still don't see any military coming out, so it looks like I was totally off, and he's just going to be going into a fast castle. Arrow slits is finished onto his tower. 5 on gold, rest on food. Yeah, he's gonna have to move over to the mill or to the berries really soon. I just finished my thought. I know I was casting it as it was happening. I was just about to say that when he did it. And there's the Burgrave. So like I said, the rush distance on here isn't necessarily that it's short, it's that it's a straight shot. So even if a full wall for some reason were to come out right here down the middle, look at, that's all it is. It's just a little cliff. It's gonna delay it by like 5 seconds, and that's pretty much it. We have a little bit of a harass coming on over here. Burgrave is at about 1/3 done. Pulls his villagers. Arrow slits are done on the tower. We have 4 archers, 3 horsemen out for our Byzantine player. He's going to go in again. Just getting that little bit of idle time off on the villagers. Better than nothing. Another singular sheep comes in, which is good enough right now since he's getting harassed off of his berries. But the main thing is his gold, which is, if he doesn't get pushed off of that, that's going to be the most beneficial thing. Once he gets 1 or 2 man-at-arms out, oh, let me remind you guys, 30% faster, 30% cheaper. So it's not a full on HRE copy paste on the Burgrave, since it's not what HRE Burgrave is about 5 barracks, 5 times faster than a normal production. There's only 30%, but it does have the cost reduction. So as long as you keep printing units out of here, you're going to be saving so many resources over the span of a game that it's better just to constantly queue up as many units as you can. A little bit of an early farm transition, which I'm sure Corvinus did not want to do at all right now. That's the last thing he would want to do, is start going into farms when he has so many berries available to him. First Gilded Man-at-Arms comes out. He's gonna be able to poke it down. Is he gonna lose a villager? No, just barely saves it. But look at this one little Man-at-Arms. He's able to keep up with 3 horsemen and 4 archers. 1 horseman down. Third one is going to be going down pretty soon as well. Wow, sorry about these camera angles. I should have went the other direction. Second man-at-arm comes out and he has to retreat. There's no way that he was going to be able to take that fight, especially after just one man-at-arms was able to take out 2 horsemen and almost kill a 3rd. Thankfully for LaSh, these men-at-arms aren't catching up to his archers. Otherwise, he probably would have lost 2 or 3 by now. Little bit of a sprint comes in. Even with his charge, he's not able to keep up with them, which is a blessing for our Byzantine player. Castle comes through for LaSh. I missed what he was actually going for. Monastery is coming up right now. Oh, it's right here. Haha, the Golden Horn. He still hasn't chosen which. Let's see. Are we able to see which one he went with? Oh, it's over here. Is it? Where's his mercenary? Oh, okay. So he's going for the Eastern mercenaries. So he's gonna have access to Keshik. Wow. Why am I blanking on it? Golems and Tower Elephants in their respective ages. So as of right now, well, respective ages, and as soon as he gets the contracts as well. So most likely what he's going to do is not upgrade his veteran, or upgrade it to the veteran contract. He's going to keep it in the first tier. That way he's going to be able to mass up Keshiks out of his golden tower. So the golden tower makes it random between whichever mercenaries are available to you. So if he goes up, if he goes to his veteran contract, it unlocks the Golem, which will make his golden tower 50-50 chance of spawning either the Golem or the Keshiks. Golems are not beneficial to him right now whatsoever. So he wants the Keshiks. He wants to be able to apply more pressure, especially going with the Imperial Hippodrome, where Triumph affects all cavalry. It doesn't have to be Byzantine specific or anything like that. It's just all cavalry. He's going to be able to engage with 2 cataphracts, and he should have 4 Keshik right now. Where are they? 5 Keshik. They're still at his base, just chilling. I'm not sure why he hasn't brought them over yet to the rest of his military. He has a couple villagers out here eating up those berries with no cistern yet. He doesn't have the resources for it. I believe it's at about 1,000 right now, right? Oh, it's still 250. Wow. I was totally off. Why did I think it was exponential? I think I've been playing too much Japanese where the daimos just go from 300 to 1200. Yes, mine out 2 camps in order to fully upgrade your daimo manor or your TC to the Shogunate Palace. This cistern isn't fully covering his deer yet either. He's gonna get a couple of them and that's pretty much it. A couple villagers. Random Wololo goes off in order to push off the horsemen. Corvinus is sitting on currently 1, or excuse me, yeah, he's sitting on 1 relic and 2 incoming, as where with LaSh, he has 1 on its way. LaSh is gonna have to build, yeah, as I said, as I was about to say it yet again, LaSh needs to build his cistern and connect it before this runs out. He's already gathered quite a bit from it. He should have a little bit more if he built the cistern sooner. He'd have a little bit more of a little boost right there. Cistern goes off only 5% until he connects it, and it'll jump up to the 25% once it's fully connected, since it is going to be a level 5. These villagers over here are thirsty. They have no water. LaSh is just gonna let them be all dehydrated for the rest of the game, or until those berries give out. So we have 2 in. Where's the third? Where's the third relic? Is it inside the, yeah, it's inside of the outpost, protecting his 1 gold mine. His next gold mine is actually pretty far out. Or is he gonna just try to go for his big vein up there? Go for the big gold vein. A little bit of an aggressive posture coming out for LaSh. 15 crossbows, 15 Keshik. Wow, 15 Keshik, 4 horsemen, 4 cataphracts, 4 archers. 1 golem is in queue right now against 7 men-at-arms, 3 Lynch Connect, and 5 spears, but these are gilded units right here. Double Wololo going off in order to force LaSh off. I don't know if that was good for him because the archers just got a lot of free damage while the rest of Corvinus's army just sat there doing nothing. These gilded units are putting in so much work. The discrepancy between their army, the army size, was vastly in LaSh's favor. But these aren't your regular units. These are massive damage dealing beasts. We have a little bit of another run by coming in here with our Keshik, or with LaSh's Keshiks. He pulls all the villagers from gold. We have 2 kills for LaSh, none for Corvinus, but he hasn't really postured to do anything. He's just been more sitting back at home, biding his time. Keshiks are most likely gonna just go back home, chill out, regen. Was Triumph pumped or popped? No, yeah, it was. I didn't see the effects though for it. I'm not sure if it shows in. It should show in cinematic mode. Regardless, we're sitting at 42, or they're sitting at 42 villagers, 43 villagers to 53 for Byzantine. A lot of that is going to be the discrepancy is going to be because of the 4-second difference in terms of creation. Wow. Production cost between the two, 24 to 20 seconds. More farms are coming out for Corvinus. He's running out of a couple berries here. Another archery range coming down for LaSh. And now we're getting Keshik and golems out of the golden tower for LaSh. Where is he gonna secure? So he does come over here, drops down 3 towers. Springold. He has enough for another Springold emplacement. Triple Springold emplacement on the big gold vein, with fortifications on 2 of the towers. I'm not sure if he just misclicked. There it goes. Okay, and just a little bit of a delay there on getting his the Springold emplacement and the fortification on his 3rd tower. That's going to be very difficult to try to go through. A singular run by isn't going to be able to deal with that. He's going to have to clear it out with a pretty decent force. The 1 cataphract definitely is not going to be enough to clear this out. And 3 Springold pops off. 360. 2 more go off. He just went from 360 to 144. He was not going to be able to do anything there. Now we see full wall coming in for LaSh. That is a really big wall. It looks like he's going to be posturing, get his eco up, drop down a bunch of farms. He's sitting at 41 villagers on wood, none on food at the moment. Trade post or market comes down, he's gonna start trading for food anytime now. He also only has 400 olive oil, with no villagers getting him olive oil. The first 8 farms are coming down right now, are olive groves, since those are unique to the Byzantine. He's dropping down quite a few right off the rip now. Well, after having so many. Corvinus goes into Imperial with Regnitz, most likely. Let's see, where is it? Or not Regnitz, with Swabia. I don't see it. Swabia is placed in the back, and the printing press starts for him. A little bit of an attack coming through right now. He needs to micro this. He needs to pull back, make sure that his archers and crossbows try to pick off as many spears as he can. Trample goes through, has a full sandwich going on to the Order of the Dragon army, there's the little LaSh Connect was stuck in the middle of everybody, had no damage, was unable to do any damage, and decided to dance instead. And that is a full clear for LaSh. He's gonna be able to just come in now and apply so much pressure inside of Corvinus's base. First Wololo goes off in order to try to poke him down, or almost gave up a Keshik right there. Almost got stuck in between the villagers. He was popping the Wololo, try to get him to retreat a little bit, buy a little bit of time, and a lot of free damage coming in from his town center and from his Palace of Swabia. The units are going to be trickling in a little at a time from the Burgrave. Remember, it's not a printing press like how the HRE Burger Palace is. This is only 30%. 30% is still something, especially with that cost reduction. He's going to be able to get a few more. Another outpost is coming down. At the moment, he's sitting on 1 spear, 2 spears, and 1 man-at-arms. What he doesn't have Corvinus doesn't have enough stone. Oh, he just traded for it. Where is his market? How did he just get 460 stone? I don't see any. Okay, all right, good. So there is a market. I was really confused, didn't see a market, and he had no villagers on stone, and out of nowhere he had 460. So this is going to be a cannon placement, fortification, get that defense back up and running, another fortified outpost right here with a relic. Okay, I was just about to mention this. He needs to start moving his relics around in order to get them a little beefier. We have 3 flamethrowers, 2 flamethrowers done. A third one is on its way. 17 army for Corvinus, 44 for LaSh. The cannon placement is going to have to put in a lot of work. And we still have the emergency repair. So the outpost isn't going to be burned down as fast as normal, especially since it does have a relic inside of it as well. A 4th flamethrowers coming in. Oh wow, I've never really, that was actually, that art inside of it was really nice. The graphics in there inside of the Shiro Siphon. I'm surprised that the the piping in there was as nice and shiny as it actually was. Sorry, tongue-tied. We were most likely not going to see an emergency repair there, since that one doesn't really do much in terms of defense. He's going to want to save it for his TC and for his outpost with the cannon emplacement. They're just burning everything alive. Look at how fast things just die. LaSh has all 3 sacred sites. Victory is imminent. 9 minutes 50 seconds. First shot goes off from the outpost. Doesn't really do much. There's another cannon emplacement. Oh, okay, there it is. The Culverin. Culverin is going to be poking down the Shiro siphons. 16 spears, 2 Culverins, 2 mangonels are going to attempt to hold this with 1 man-at-arms against 22 archers, 18 crossbows, 14 Keshiks, and the attack goes in. Trapple goes through on all the spears. He's going to just try to maneuver right on top of everything, try to minimize the amount of damage as possible. A lot of the mangonel shots hit dead center of the archer's crossbow. Cannon emplacement on the outpost is just putting in so much work. It does look like Corvinus is going to be able to hold this and push him back, while all of the Shiro siphons have been cleaned up. That was a spectacular hold by Corvinus. He shouldn't be overextending like he is right now. With the amount of archers present and crossbows, he'd lost a lot of units trying to chase them down. Really good micro coming through from LaSh though, in order to pick off I believe it was another 2 or 3 units right there during that chase. On the horrible side of things, though, Corvinus ended up losing, seems like about 10 farms and another 5 villagers as well. So he's gonna have to rebuild. That's a lot of wood that was lost right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 farms, 75 wood apiece. He has to redo all of them at the back of his base now, so that doesn't happen again. Thankfully, he was able to keep one of the 2 culverins that he had going, so he's going to be able to poke away any of the flamethrowers that do come out. Army supplies are 37 to 42 in favor of LaSh. Corvinus lost both of his mangonels. He's gonna have to rebuild that, but he is lacking wood since he had to rebuild so many farms. We'll see how the next attack goes. Okay, Corvinus has made another outpost, or upgraded another outpost into a cannon emplacement with a relic inside of it. Next step is going to be upgrading this one, cannon emplacement, fortification. No more relics though. So his 3rd relic was taken by LaSh in the middle of that engagement. Really nice play by LaSh. And now look at these. Look at this. Amazing olive groves. Now at this point is when I would really love to have the Grand Winery just chilling right here in the middle. That so much. You'd be flooded, swimming in the olive oil. But he went the other route with the Imperial Hippodrome. Triumph, don't get me wrong, is an amazing ability. And that's going to be one of the main reasons why these fights are so evenly matched. Triumph can and will turn the tide of fights. A little bit of a poke out. Corvinus is testing the water, see if he's going to be able to engage or not. I don't like this positioning at all for him though. His army is best in chokes than it is in the open field. If it's in an open field, the micro potential for our Byzantine player is going to be insane. He's going to be able to split his archers, his crossbows a lot better. The spearmen aren't going to be able to get a nice little phalanx style wall going through against the cavalry. I think he's better just trying to stay back a little bit longer until he gets a slightly bigger army. 79 to 57 though. 102 villagers in favor of Corvinus to 95 of LaSh. Corvinus is essentially on 2.5 TC since he went with the Palace of Swabia. A little bit of a rotation coming up here to the northwest, well, to the center west essentially. He's gonna try to deny these walls. Right here would be a nice little engagement, could potentially be a nice little engagement, a double choke. No emplacements on that tower, denies the vision. LaSh is backing up, attempting to try to bait him through the walls. Get him through the floodgates where there's no longer a choke. Mangonel goes off, kills 1 archer. Let's see if he's able to just micro this back. Those LaSh Connect slices right there through a lot of the ranged units. That's insane. A trample goes off. The mangonel shots kill the remaining ranged units that were right there in the middle of the pack. Another charge goes off. The north is getting completely cleaned up. Massive force still left over for Corvinus up there. Cleans up the cataphracts that were down south as well. Prelates are coming up, trying to top them off. Nest of Bees will just instantly go down after a single attack. And GG gets called by LaSh. Good job to Corvinus. Thank you guys so much for watching. Any questions, comments, or advice, leave them below. Have a good one.